Hey everyone. Of course, I still hope you're doing well through these complicated times, pandemic and otherwise, that you're safe and optimistic through it all, however involved you may be. But to the video itself, hopefully you're aware that yesterday marked the end of the adapted Free Comic Book Day for this year, Free Comic Book Summer, which ran from July 15th to September 9th. I, of course, took part and didn't get anywhere near the full assortment of available titles, but still a nice little variety. So I'll show you what those are. First, from Gemstone Publishing, this year's like little preview kind of version of the Overstreet Guide to Collecting. First, of course, featuring a little both cool and goofy cover with Usagi Yojimbo and Painkiller Jane. Provides a little overview of kind of like collecting culture, comics and otherwise. Providing a little guide to what it's like, but also exploring it through kind of like comic homage stories from written by J.C. Vaughn, illustrated by Brendan and Brian Frame. And also there's, let's see, additional Hero Initiative in Action, little story from Mike Elming. I'm not entirely sure if the regular book is out already, given, the delayed schedule for things. But either way, it's a nice little overview kind of issue. From, I believe it's Yen Press. Or maybe, Yen Press. The Weirn Books from Svetlana Shmakova. This little, again, kind of preview, I believe, of graphic novel adventures. It's like, getting like all ages fantasy story. I believe I've heard of her, but not especially familiar with her work, but figured it'd still be a nice little look at the, kind of younger demographic of things. Over to a bit more of a serious, or at least kind of eye-opening look from Drawn and Quarterly Manhwa, contemporary Korean comics. A little collection of a few translated Korean stories. There is Moms by Young-shin Ma. Bad Friends by Anko. Uma's Table by Young Sik Hong. Let's see. There's one more at least. And Grass by Kom Sik Gendry Kim. Show a little bit of it. So when I heard about this, figured it'd be really nice to check out. Whether or not I take a deeper dive into it, it's at least a nice intro for folks to a lesser known area of the comics world. Now this, I've wondered about getting the trades for some time, and reading this will ideally help me decide on that a little further. From Image, there's a free version of Invincible issue 1. Of course, the long-running and I think pretty recently ended superhero comic from Robert Kirkman, written by and art by Cory Walker. In addition to, of course, collecting the original story, it also has a bit of a preview thing for the upcoming cartoon series coming to Prime Video. So that's also a nice good little extra incentive if you're unsure about getting just that issue. From Boombox, there's little Lumberjanes tie-in, Farewell to Summer. Still collect the trades. And I believe the ongoing is ending soon, so good little addition. Various little stories. There's Perseids from Polterink, The Migration from Sarah Stern, The Greatest Work of Art by Aubrey Ais. Never Apart from Dozer Draws, Bubbles Lost by Marta Lejo, Other Oceans by Casey Nowak, and an Action to the Max illustration, I believe, no story proper, by Brooklyn A. Allen. So yeah, more fun adventures with the characters. Happy to get it. I like getting at least one of the manga titles released each year that I take part. With this one, this year I went for Naruto. Of course, with story and art by Masashi Kishimoto. And also with, assuming like the first chapter of the recent Samurai 8, The Tale of Hachimaru. Same writer, but with art by Akira Akubo. I'm not especially interested in Naruto, but I understand its appeal, its popularity. And I believe this featured stories from the first volume. But it's a cool 20th anniversary celebration from Viz. So, happy to pick it up. And finally, from 10 Speed Press, another little preview thing of a bigger book. Jack Kirby, The Epic Life of the King of Comics by Tom Scioli. Done as a little kind of autobiographical style, like comic memoir, exploring his life. The writer and artist, primarily known for many big Marvel properties, but also DC stuff like The New Gods, as well as a few other things from other publishers over the years. And again, I believe the full book is currently out. Came out a month or two ago. But again, this will still be good to have. From the looks of it, this release ends just around the time it's talking about his co-creating Captain America alongside Joe Simon. Bit of an odd art style, but still really cool. Should be an interesting exploration of a pretty legendary figure in comics history. So yeah, again, not a big assortment, but still enjoyable variety with the Overstreet Guide and 6 aim to be comics titles. So yeah, hopefully you took part if you were interested. Instead of one day, there was about 2 months of opportunities, if you were curious. And obviously there were many other titles to choose from. Donald Duck, Power Rangers, 2000 AD, Riverdale, Vox Machina. A little something for everybody, if they so chose. And I haven't really asked around or looked anything up on how this kind of experimental adjustment worked out, but I would guess kind of mixed, but hoping for aiming in the positive direction. But whatever the result, hopefully the publishers learned from this experience, and however things are next year, things could be better figured out as need be. So yeah, that's it for these. And like I said at the opening, I hope you're doing well through these times, both being cautious and looking ahead. So when it comes to this specific kind of video, I'll be back next year sometime to talk about my picks then. So I'll see you later, folks.